Hello and welcome to this term's KIOTA News, where we tell you about the events and activities that happen throughout the term. I am your host, Jolene.
And I am Ellen. On to the highlights this term. We have new themes for the term. Grade 3 to 6 do their practical assessments, research projects, presentations, sports, activities, and more.
On to our first story. As is the norm, each time we get new themes in each class, and this time things were not different. Let's join our current campus and the newsprint reporters who will tell us more about the new themes.
Different classes got different themes. Grade 1 had animals around the world. Grade 2 had sports museum. Grade 3 had water world, while grade 4 had inventors and inventions. The grade 5s had ancient empires. The grade 6 had outer space. And lastly, the class 7 had mind, body and soul. Let's head to our kindergarten reporter who will also talk about their themes. Thank you for that. We had fun-filled themes. The Robin class had Off We Go. They learned about different means of transport. This term focusing on cars. They got to visit Denmark Gardens, where they got to experience various forms of transport. The penguin had at the farm. They learned what happens at the farm and all the animals found there too. They visited Adventure Farm, where they got to learn about and see different animals. The parrot class had high up in the sky, where they learned about things we see when we look up and those we can't see. A trip to visit school from the planetarium team helped them learn more about their theme. Lastly, the Eagle class had creepy crawlies. They learned about different insects and animals. They even went out on a school trip to the Kenya National Museum. That is all we had about our class themes. Back to you.
That was such a nice experience. Still on the themes, different classes visited different locations to learn more about their class themes. Our reporter Musembi has more on primary trips.
Grade 1 visited KSPCA and Denmark Gardens, where they got to learn about different animals in line with their theme, Animals Around the World. Grade 2, on the other hand, visited Kasarani Stadium to learn about sports. Thirdly, Grade 3 visited the Kevian Industries to learn about how they use water in manufacturing of their products. Grade 4 class visited Apollo's Children's Science Club in line with their theme, Inventors and Inventions. Grade 5 children visited the Nairobi Gallery to learn more about ancient empires. Grade 6 visited the Kenya Meteorological Department in line with their theme, Outer Space. Lastly, the class 7 went to Ngong Hills for a hike in line with their theme, Mind, Body and Soul. That is all about the trips. Back to you.
On to our next story. Our grade 3 to 6 wrapped up their ILA tasks. This is integrated learning assessment as recommended by the government. They did their tasks successfully and even had finalized. Most of them learned to be independent in some tasks like cooking, leadership, and for others farming.
Research presentations went on very well, with the students presenting about what they had researched based on the class themes they had. The research process for students and parents is always fun and a good learning experience. Different classes got to present on different topics and we got to learn from one another.
That was amazing. On to our sports desk. This time was also quite sporty. We had our annual sports day where we competed against each other in our different houses. Our reporter Amari has more on this story.
Indeed, this term was interesting sports-wise. We had various competitions at house levels. In Kasuku, Tausi House became the overall winners during their sports day. Dennis Prit and Karen Campus also had their sports day, and it was great. For the Saturday sports programs, the footballers took part in various friendlies and tournaments. The highlight for football was KIOTA emerging as runners-up in the PIPSA Under-7 category. The golfers were not left behind either. They took part in the Safaricom Junior Tournament as well. That's all from the sports desk. Back to you.
We also had a chance to interview our school president. This is how it went. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
My name is Mateo Michina, a student of KIOTA School.
How long have you been in KIOTA?
I've been in KIOTA for 3 years.
Wow, tell me something about KIOTA.
KIOTA is one of the best schools I've been to. We've got fun field activities like taekwondo, ballet, and chess, which is the most interesting activity among them. Ooh, and not to forget the fun clubs like photography, expressive arts, and debate, among others.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
That is our word with our school president.
That is all we had for our KIOTA news this time. Tune in next time for another exciting segment. I was your host, Jolene.
And I am Ellen.